So we were met with the Silverine Princess, and Crimson is in a really bad spot, and Crimson did not want to be in part of this situation, especially because of what happened. And Crimson ain't really afraid of her, but it's more if he wants to use her as a pawn. So basically he had to go and lie a lot with sprinkle some truths in. And Crimson thought that he was cooking up something, and I ain't gonna lie, I thought it was working too. But the Silverine Princess caught onto it, and she was like, man, cut your BS, you know you lying. And I can tell from people's aura. And speaking of which, your aura smells gross. I'm surprised it ain't green. And Crimson was heated about that. So she just found her guilty and tried to finish her off. But obviously that ain't gonna work against Crimson. They're basically immortal. So Ragna stops at attack and accidentally makes the Silverine Princess fall in love with him. I guess bro got that Silverine Riz. I said Silverine Riz. And she was wondering who Ragna is, and this was basically her point of view. Trust me, I'm not trolling. So you basically got a whole Sword King. I ain't judging. So while she was out of commission, her men thought that Ragna done something. So they tried to fight him, but he immediately got folded with one hand. And that just made her fall in love with him even more. So Crimson decided to use that weakness to get both of them out of that situation. And crazier part, it worked. Kind of. That's when Crimson had a talk with Ragna.
Meanwhile,
these civilians were being protected in the unknown, and they desperately want to know what's going on. But how could they tell them that they're being hunted down by dragons? They can't! So they gotta leave them in the dark for now. So while the Silverine Princess was daydreaming, she got hit with the meanest slap of reality of her life. And of course she got heated, and she basically told her that she was a gorilla. Once her mentor talked some sense to her, that's when we see Ultimatia again, and her having trauma. And the crazier part about everything, she still can't use her power right. So while she was crying about her trauma, bro tried to help her out with her situation. But it was bad to the point that she was afraid about the sword. And for it being that bad is actually crazy work. But she finally picks up the sword and slashes bro. She didn't get over about being afraid, but it's an improvement. I mean, I guess. So once bro managed to make her give him an order, which was to slay the Reaper, bro was ecstatic about it. And that's when they came out. And started a meeting.
3 days later.
Ragna had to enchant everyone's weapons like they're in from Minecraft, but they did it in more of an interesting way though. They decided to attack him to order get an enchantment. Not no had to, but decided to. And the reason why, because they were jealous. But bro was dealing with them with pure ease. Well, that's when bro decided to challenge him. But there was one problem when he did that.
I'm about to make a name for myself here.
Bro got off-screened. They made sure to cut the cameras off for bro. And Ragna was like, at least you strong. But bro took that to the heart.
Few minutes later.
So bro felt better, and he decided to challenge him again. 7 times. Now I'll give credit when credit is due for not giving up that many times. After that, 2 people try to ask Ragna about the Silverine Princess, and if he answered it incorrectly, then they would try to attack him. But then they were shocked about his answer and didn't worry about him like that anymore. But that's when Slime decided to show himself and started talking crazy. But bro was trolling the wrong people because they was not having it. So they took him away, and we have not seen him for the rest of the episode. Bro is about to be violated in more ways than one.
Meanwhile,
everyone was struggling to make a portal, but that's when Crimson came in and helped them out. And of course there's a reason behind this. Later on we back at this meeting again, but I'm gonna speed things up. So they were basically making a plan on how to take down the Silverine Princess, and they're being cautious because the Reaper could be there, and they don't want to send bro in as well because Ultimatia would be unprotected. So basically going to call him when the time is right basically. And bro wants to protect her too, but to be fair I just can't take him seriously anymore. But that's basically the end of that meeting. After that meeting, Crimson was giving a warning about Kamui, and if he shows up it will be a worst case scenario solely because of what condition Ragna's in. So basically just don't want him to do something stupid, and that's how the conversation ends. And remember the time I said that Slime was about to get violated? So they brought him back in yeah, bro is not recovering from that. Bro was talking about how he was stretched more ways than he could have thought of. Bro made Ragna out of all people feel bad for him. But conveniently enough, Crimson was there. But he was just warning Ragna to do his Silverine arts in the lowest place possible and infuse it with his weapons instead. And Ragna got the order, but he was worried about Slime as well. Bro factory reset it and forgot what everything would happen to him. You know how many people that could wish could do that? I ain't gonna lie, Slime's lucky for that. Well, anyways, the princess came by and went to talk to Ragna alone. Once they made it to the underground, she showed the swords that she crafted for Ragna. But she warns Ragna that she might get murked in that fight, and she wants him to take care of her people.
Nah, I'ma do my own thing.
And he wants to keep her alive. And then he decides to go enchant his swords.
a few moments later.
Night has fallen and the dragons are ready to fight them. And they were all preparing for the attack, but there was one attack the princess wasn't aware of. But that's when Ragna comes in with a D1 save and knocks the dragon all the way back. Once the dragon was getting up, bro was walking with dual wields. And that's when the main battle was about to begin. Now, I ain't gonna lie, beginning of this episode is kinda OD. And if you say you don't like Ultimatia, you most definitely ain't gonna like this dragon. So in the beginning, they had to deal with humans that are basically mind controlled. And there's nothing to do to stop them. And there's one thing you gotta do. You just gotta end their misery. And the princess was frustrated about that, as rightfully so. And they had no choice to fight on through for their survival. But there was only one person who was enjoying everything. And you guessed it, it was this dragon.
Meanwhile,
Ragna's going up against Tara, and I ain't gonna lie, Tara looks like a Dark Souls boss. I ain't gonna lie, Ragna's putting up all the pressure on him. He's slicing and dicing him like he's playing Fruit Ninja. He even created a crack on him, but he engulfed that with flames. So they had a standoff with each other, and they both try to go for the final blow. And they making sure they're going all in for honor and glory. Once they clashed, Silver Rain and the explosion collided into one, and it made dudes scared for watching. But Tara was a true victor, and he tried to finish him off. But bro dodged the attack, and Ragna was like, this fight is not over. But here's the thing, Tara was being smart for calling it quits, but he also wasn't smart for leaving him alive, leaving the weak dragons to finish him off. And he was slaying each one with the same amount of hatred. But one main problem, he was about to pass out, but then he got saved. But Ragna being Ragna, he wants them to leave, but none of them was trying to have that. So once they dealt with the dragons, bro decided to challenge him one last time. So they decided to make this battle quick. Bro was putting up the pressure on Ragna. So Ragna tried to finish things off, but it was already GG's. When the fight was over, he told him that it's not just his fight. So he started to leave and Slime followed. Being in the next episode, and they're facing against a dragon with time stop. But there's only one person who understands it now. Because bro managed to block a time stop attack in time. And he managed to block the barrages of attacks. Once he survived the World of Light, he couldn't believe what happened. And his companions decided to go protect him when he knows what's going on. But they got murked for trying. So bro started charging in and started putting pressure on the dragon. He started reflecting everything like it was nothing. And the dragon was bamboozled. To make things even worse, Crimson came by with a voice changer and bamboozled the dragon. Then he throws a reverse Pokeball and it was basically game. We going to skip past a lot because we still got like 3 more episodes to go. So sorry not sorry. So bro was trying to catch a Tarataru with no break, and bro was going in basically brain dead. But something clicked into him, and bro managed to awaken something inside of him like he's Vegeta. And that's when he's ready to go back to the fight. And bro starts to eliminate dragons with his aura alone. So Zora was seeing what was going on, so he decided to send some stronger enemies. But they got speed blitzed by Ragna. So once he managed to do that, he started to piece up that he could be the Reaper. And he realized he can't call Kamui because there could be a huge chance that Ultimatia's life could be in huge danger. So basically what I'm saying, it could be a trap. While all that was happening, the teleport was basically done. And the only reason why I'm saying basically is because it'll only bring half of them. So Crimson decided to use the civilians as hostages, but there was one problem that happened. One civilian messed up Crimson's plan, so she got an awakening and teleported Crimson out of here. While everyone was fighting, the princess pinpointed where Zora was at. But Zora decided to leave him a present, but the princess decided not to deal with that. And she got the rest to leave like they were the Teen Titans. So Zora decided to make some countermeasures. And then he randomly started having a flashback. And you know what happens when villains get flashbacks? Good! Bro got folded by the assassin, but he was still alive. So she left so that the princess could finish him off. So the princess arrives in time and starts to crush its real body from below. But that's when he got another flashback again. But it got rudely interrupted because of the wind dragon. And bro was heated about that. So while the destruction was slightly over, Zora found the princess laying down and he wanted to convince her to turn to a dragon. But she was like, do you not know who I am? So she decided to put him in a trap and create another weapon to freeze him up. That's when her subordinates got her and took her far away. But that's when bro come back for the spear and everyone gave energy to it like it was a spirit bomb. And that's when he threw it towards Tara. And that's when they clashed. Or so you thought. Because it was a D1 pass to Ragna. And he made sure to put his all into this. Then he shot the blast like he was a wizard from Waverly Place. And it was basically game. So now Tara is basically cooked just because this man decided to lie, talk about solo queue teammates. So Tara doesn't blame him for that, W-mans, and decides to self-destruct so his sacrifice won't be in vain. So Ragna says screw your sacrifice and tries to stop the explosion. Now bro is in a beam struggle, but the princess decided to join him. The thing is they were still struggling, so they decided to give it their all, and the princess was able to see the real Ragna. And that's when they both went all in, and they managed to stop the explosion. And that's when they officially won the war. So the princess was saying that she felt bad for him, and on top of that she was confessing her feelings. And Ragna thanked her for all that. Once they were done talking, Ragna chilled out for a little bit. And once everyone was celebrating for their victory, but here's the one thing that happened. Did he just JJK her and put her head back on like she's a robot? Nah. When I seen this, I just couldn't believe it. Do you know what she low-key looks like to me? This character. And I'ma just end it right here. I'll talk about the rest of it later on, but for now, nah. But what's your thoughts about this video, or what are your thoughts about this anime? You should let me know. All I know, when I was watching throughout the whole entire thing, I was truly invested. It's like I want to watch another episode or another episode. Like, hey man, I just couldn't stop. Especially on what happened. Like, who wouldn't? But hey man, that's basically the end of this video, but I really do hope that you enjoyed this type of video. If you did enjoy it, I like it, appreciate it, share would be nice. Make sure you comment as well. Let me know what your thoughts about this. And sharing would also be really nice as well. I also do have a Discord server. It'll be in the description. You can talk about gacha games, anime, Marvel Rivals, because I know that's new. You can talk about anything really. And I do stream on Twitch. I basically stream gacha games. And I do watch streams as well. But anyways, I yapped a little bit too much, but I really do hope that you enjoyed. And I hope to see you next time in a different video. If not, I hope you have a good life. I love y'all.